And here they all come. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Everybody is piling in.
And welcome to the GESARA show.
Oh, you got me again.
Yeah, we could have done it in unison, couldn't we? One,
all right,
two,
ready?
three.
Welcome to the GESARA show. That didn't work out. All right, one more time. You ready?
Right.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the GESARA show.
We're speaking very slowly.
Yes.
For those of you who do not comprehend fully. Okay, I'm Billy. He's Peter. Welcome, y'all. Glad to have you aboard.
Well, I'm Peter and he's Billy. So,
right.
Now, a question to all of you out there is that, as far as I'm concerned, Billy sounds a little bit tinny today. How does he sound to you guys? Is he okay?
One, two, three. Adolf, Blaine, Charles, David, Earl, Frederick, Gerald, Hubert, Irvin, John, Kenneth, Lloyd, Martin, Nero, Oliver, Paul, Quincy, Randolph, Sherman, Thomas, Ulysses, Victor, William, Aries, Yancey, Zeus. That is a first name for every letter in the alphabet in less than 10 seconds.
All right. Okay. So maybe it's my system. I don't know. But
it might sound to you. All right. Where is everybody from? Let's see.
Billy sounds wound up. That's what it was.
Spain. Okay. Philadelphia.
Winchester, UK. Leamington. GB. Belgium.
Sweden
here.
Arizona. Southwest Florida.
Sao Paulo,
Dallas,
Hastings,
Texas,
UK. Glastonbury, Wales. North Carolina. Mallorca. Somerset.
Right. Seattle.
From Sydney, Australia. Lewisburg. Northamptonshire.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Pennsylvania. My bed. Ohio,
Central
Waco,
Ohio,
TX.
more Pennsylvania,
Slough, UK,
another Ohio, Waco, Texas,
UK, hi, Virginia, Durham, England,
San Antonio, Texas,
New Forest, Hampshire,
all right, Israel,
Seattle.
Okay, man, we got people from all Cali, is
Oklahoma
right?
City, Kensington, Connecticut,
all right,
Wales, UK,
all right, all over. We know you're all over the place, Sonny. All right. You know, Sonny's one of the regulars in my chat on the chat channels. She's funny. She's funny. She's a
California. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Sorry, California. Oh, gosh. All right. Sapphire Valley, North Carolina. All right. Man, we got a lot to get to today. All right. So the big question.
You say that. That's your common statement, huh?
We got a lot to do today. All right. So the big question is, does everybody remember where they were 25 years ago today?
25 years ago today.
25 years ago today. Okay. All right. Well, let's show you. Let's do a little thing here. I'm going to do a share screen. I have something that
was it a Halloween party, was
it? No, it's something else. Okay.
Oh, no, it wasn't Halloween. Halloween is later,
right.
Yeah.
So give me just a second here. I want to do this right. Screen one. There we go. And I'm just going to play this. Okay. This is in tribute. All right. And hopefully I got everything correct here as far as this stuff is concerned.
It transports you back 25 years. And instead of being 25 years, it's like yesterday. And it transports you right back to those days.
I think she's someone who needs to be remembered forever, and for all the things she did. And she holds a place in so many people's hearts.
Very, very sad. The day, I can remember, it was awful. I just was in disbelief.
All right, a very nice tribute to what was going on. And then we have this to offer as well.
It was interesting timing. The reason I want to raise this particularly with personal experience of the case, I mean, I know there's all sorts of speculation about what really happened and was Henri Paul drunk and, you know, why they took the route they did. It was completely circuitous. But David and I had personal involvement in it. Apart from the timing, which really screwed our lives over for about a year afterwards, about 2 months after her death, we had a mysterious phone call. And it turned out it was Mohammed Al-Fayed, who wanted us to go to Paris and look at some documents he'd been offered. So, at this point, we're living in a very remote farmhouse. Black Ritz Mercedes comes to pick us up and take us to Paris. And almost crashes twice. So that could have been a good headline. Anyway, we look at the documents. He's been offered these for sale from a guy who's very vague about how he got hold of them. Oswald the Winter. That's the one. These were documents purporting to prove that there was CIA and MI6 involvement in Diana's death. And they looked good. But if you knew what a document really looked like, what a proper MI6 document looked like, there were some simple errors, things like the date timeline, things like the addressee list, they just weren't quite right. They were forgeries, they were very good forgeries. And this would have been a classic straw man technique. You know, Al-Fayed was asked for $20 million for these documents and probably would have paid if they were real, because he was desperate to prove that there was a plot against his son and his possible future daughter-in-law. Anyway, we saw that they were forgeries, they were fakes, and it saved him $20 million, but also saved him embarrassment. This would have been a classic straw man operation, whereby he would have bought them, held them up to the world's media and said, look, I've got proof. And then the authorities would have turned around and said, look, it's so obvious, look at these simple errors, of course they're forgeries. You can imagine what would have happened. Anything else he ever found out, he would have been dismissed as a fantasist. So, you know, his entire campaign for justice for his son would have stalled pretty much before it started. Anyway, as the lady down there said, the guy who was trying to flog him these documents was a well-known con man called Oswald or Oscar Le Winter. He was also notoriously an MI6 agent. He was quite well known. Most agents were pretty, their identities were quite tightly held. He was pretty well known, though, because he seemed to get involved in all sorts of dodgy activities. So that, to us, proved that there was an MI6 interest in this. And then, of course, we started looking at the other evidence and all the rest of it. And I have to say, my personal opinion, I think, yes, they did intend to at least seriously injure or kill her. And it's not just about the fact that, was she pregnant, wasn't she? We'll never know, because they embalmed her against all French law so quickly. And all the other speculative things you see in the press. It's also the fact that it was reported that she was being a great success in the landmine campaign that she was running. Yes. But also, she was about to go into campaigning on the behalf of the Palestinians. Now, you can imagine someone of Princess Diana's profile doing that. They would not have tolerated it. They could not have dealt with that. So I think that's why she was taken out. I think they'd probably been planning it for a while, and it was just perfect timing. They did it when they did.
So there you go. All right. And
it was echoing badly, that was.
Yeah, sorry about that. All right. But anyway, you can find these videos. I'll put these this video up on the chat and whatnot. And this is MI6. This is an MI6 agent on why Princess Diana was taken out. Okay. Now, we all heard the speculation that Diana, JFK, Elvis, and everybody else is still alive. We're just going to have to wait and find out about that. But it is a big conspiracy theory. All right. So this is the video that I just referenced. Just put that in chat.
Okay. It reminds me of the BBC TV drama series called Spooks, who did a special episode on Diana. And in the program, they were looking into whether MI6 or MI5 did it. But instead of trying to look it up in their records, they basically worked out how they would have done it if they had done it.
Henri Paul accelerates to get away from the paparazzi who are following on motorbikes. Behind is a big white Mercedes. Now this is the control vehicle for the operation. Behind that is a small white Fiat Uno. The Fiat Uno overtakes first the control vehicle, and then, when Diana's car is deep inside the tunnel and most at risk, it pulls alongside. And is driven by agents to distract Henri Paul at the crucial moment. The Fiat Uno pulls away, and behind there comes a motorbike with a pillion rider. And this pillion rider is carrying a handheld strobe light. This strobe, smaller than a cigar, is tuned to a cycle of 12 hertz per second. Now the strobe blinds Henri Paul. Just for a moment, but that's all it takes. The car crashes. The Digger's princess dies.
At the 13th pillar. And Satan has his way. I'm believing it. God.
Okay. If we have to, that's the story we'll give to Angela.
Story or truth? Protect the heart of the nation. That's what we're meant to do in this job. Instead, did we rip it out?
And it was a very interesting episode. I can highly recommend it if you can see an episode. I'll see if I can get a clip of that episode to put in as a bonus video today. But that was a very good episode.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I loved it. All right. But we got a lot more to get to. Charlie, dropped a few things. We still do not have confirmation on whether the Three Gorges Dam was blown up or not. That was reported by Judy Byington the other day. And so we're waiting for confirmation, but there is a media blackout coming out of China and also out of Canada right now, which is very suspicious. We have another couple of things that are happening. We have the 2020 election still in play, and all of the documents can be for the 2020 election can be destroyed coming up this Saturday or after this Saturday, September 3rd. All right. Interestingly enough, we have a Trump rally in Biden's hometown backyard in Wilkesboro, Pennsylvania, just outside of Scranton this Saturday night. Okay, so there's the Trump rally going on there. And also on that day, on Saturday, we have the launch of the Artemis rocket. All right, that is supposed to go around the moon. It's unmanned or whatnot. And we have the Sky event coming up. All right, that is supposed to happen. Just an interesting thought that I had that I spoke with Doc, my friend Dr. Q's Boombox, who I talk about all the time, and we had a discussion about this. And we, does anybody know what the word Artemis means? Okay, or the historical reference to it? Well, it is actually the twin sister of Apollo. Okay. Is the twin sister of Apollo, the hunter. Exactly. So the hunters become the hunted. All right. What if during that Artemis launch, the Sky event actually happens and it takes out the media satellites after it's launched by some freak accident? That's what we were discussing. That's what Doc and I were discussing. So there's a conspiracy theory for you that could happen. Okay. So a lot of things in play right now. So we'll see. Peter, what are your thoughts on things today?
Well, I was just trying to look at a webcam from Three Gorges Dam, because if you Google it, and I saw a picture taken in daylight of Three Gorges Dam, and it looked all intact. Then I looked at the date in the corner, and it says 2021-09-27. So it's not a current.
It's not live.
It's not live, no.
Okay.
So they're showing an old recording rather than the live one.
Wow.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
So, whereas if you go live, it just shows black. It's dark. It's not like it's night time there.
Wow.
And you see nothing.
Well, what time is it over there?
Well, it's strangely on the live one. It's not even giving you the time.
The live one is not giving the time. So
Yeah.
we don't know what happened to the Three Gorges Dam yet. So the media blackout continues. We just checked it out. Man, lots of stuff happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what do you say we get into what you got for us today?
Well, one thing which happened to me today, just quickly, I had a car accident. But it was a very minor one. My car was parked, and so I was parked, and then I opened my driver's side door. I opened it fine. I looked in the mirror, I opened it because there was nothing behind me when I opened it. But I didn't get out straight away because I had to detach my cordless phone or my mobile phone, my smartphone, from the holder because I have a thing. So that took me about, say, 20 seconds. And I was just about to get out. So now about 30 seconds after I opened the door. And then a van basically crashed into my open door. And obviously the lady driving it was probably not watching. I don't know. She then came out, oh, you can't just open your door. And I said, but it's been open for at least a minute, half a minute. I just hadn't got out yet. So the police came, and we'll have to see how that goes. So it's interesting because I am no longer in their system because due to common law. My car is no longer in their system because I've transferred it out of their system through the UCC 1408. So it'll be very interesting how this develops. Obviously, I have car insurance, and if it's termed as my fault, which I'm told according to the law, that unless I opened the door directly before the car came, if it was already open, then it was up to the driver to avoid it. Yeah. So
well, I'm glad you're all right and you didn't step out in front of oncoming trappic.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
Nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt. Nobody hurt at all. It was just it was the wing mirror was broken off on the van, and my door is slightly bent out at the top of the door. So if it rains, it'll get slightly wet. No glass was broken on either vehicle apart from the mirror, and so we'll just have to see how this develops.
Right, but they did not. You said that they did not ask for your official identification because you would have whipped out the common law court identification, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, they asked for the vehicle registration data because you have to carry this piece of paper with you, right? And they asked for my driving license. Now, as I don't have a common law driving license, I had to give them the normal German one. Mm-hmm. And so I was waiting for them to ask for my identification papers, and they never asked it because they got enough information from those two documents. They didn't need it. Because if they had, I'd have shown them my common law court. I had it already. I took some pictures. I'll probably put the pictures over this section on the recording. And otherwise, that was a little personal news today. That comes from going shopping, I suppose.
Right. And just as an update on, my sister, she's resting at home. She's in a lot less pain than she used to be. She is getting up and walking around just a little bit, but still going to be a long recovery. We have another 4 weeks or something like that of her having that feeding tube in, and it's just uncomfortable for her right now, but not in a lot of pain. Thank you for your continued prayers and everything else. Before we leave, before we get into everything else, I just want to check and see if someone is here. Let's see if she is.
Kyrki you're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be honest.
There she is. Okay, Kyrki, jump on real quick. Let's get a Nicholas update. Can you unmute yourself, Kyrki?
Hello.
Hi,
Yes.
Kyrki.
Hi,
How you
Kyrki.
doing?
Thank you for your care. It's always touching. I cannot say that he's sort of maintaining a status. I would like to say slightly better, but it is something else that's creeping up. So we're going to have an appointment with the doctor tomorrow. So we're going to have a little better idea. What I'm in the process of helping with the attitude and the mentality and the the how perceiving things and smiling about, especially smiling, that is a critical point. So I've been having thoughts and I haven't been able to share them with you because it's I'm getting too tired, and then the Sunday I had to leave because I was falling asleep. Anyway,
No, that's why I wanted to get to you early here. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Billy. You know, has anybody seen or know about the Groundhog Day?
Groundhog Day, yes.
Day, yes.
Yes. Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, yes.
I've seen that dozens of times. And what I can tell you is that I'm looking forward to this. Do you know what day is today?
Today is August 31st. Well, it's tomorrow. Well, yeah, it's September 1st over there already, right?
No, it's August 31st. But the phrase that it's really in defining the essence of the Groundhog Day, it's the question, do you know what day is today? It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, yes.
Because it's always the same and the same and the same, and we're looking forward to the tomorrow where everything is going to go after the click and we're going to see our bright future. Yes. And I'm not having negative thoughts. And I'm really very thankful and grateful for the two ladies that were talking on Sunday before until you came on, because it is a reminder of how easy it is for us, for everyone, to get into the negative and rehearse the what's not going on. So I'm sorry to say that you know what day is today is tomorrow, hoping and praying that tomorrow we'll have the med beds included. And that's why the meaning of the Groundhog Day, because I'm looking of the same day and the same day and the same day, and I'm looking forward to the med beds.
Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You just got to keep that positive attitude, keep your spirits and vibrations up, and keep giving it all to God. And that's what we do. One of the things that Judy posted in the current report, and I'll just read this real quick. The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle is one of many who have observed that pleasure with its instant gratification is not the same as happiness. Building a life of true happiness takes time and patience. It involves living a life of purpose. Most often that purpose is not to satisfy your own wants, but to bless the lives of others. You deserve to be happy. You deserve the kind of happiness that doesn't come cheap and isn't available for a limited time only. You deserve happiness that lasts more than an instant. It lasts forever.
Yeah, I read that as well. It's a nice text.
Yeah, I thought that would apply to today. So, the dreams of tomorrow, but manifest it, dream it, make it all come true, and true happiness will be yours.
Yes.
Right.
If I may, I have something that I would like to share a long time with you, but And I think you are the group that you will appreciate that. You know, we have a fig tree at the back of our garden at home.
Okay.
That I need to collect the figs every day now since the fig tree started giving us the fruits.
Wonderful.
Every day for a couple of hours. Yes,
yeah,
it is
yes.
wonderful. Unless Billy, you have all the day with all other must-do things. And when it started, one day I had to pick some 6 kilos of figs. It's a huge tree. So because I was moaning and groaning in my own head, the fig tree started getting the figs sick. I was picking the fig and I had to throw it. And I realized that it was my negative thinking and my negative attitude. Wow, I have this also to do. And I asked forgiveness. I started saying, I'm so happy and grateful for the beautiful fruits that our tree is giving us. I left the tree without picking any for 3 days. They got dropped all because they were sick before I picked them. And then it was like it made a restart.
Wow, that's great.
Now have really beautiful, strong figs. And I'm touching the tree, and every time I pick the fig, I say this: I'm so happy and grateful to you that you're giving us wonderful, healthy fruits. And I'm so amazed about this, because I don't think it's by chance, and I don't think it is not communicating with the nature.
Right. And that's all something for us to remember. We have to cast away the old for the tree to bear new fruit.
Okay, that reminds me of a story from my school time. Now, I was in a boarding school. For those in the UK, it was in a small town. This was the first of 2 boarding schools, and it was a town called Stoke by Clare near Sudbury in Suffolk. It was called Grenville College. That's where I was. It's a different name now. But anyway, we had an experiment there where we put 2 plants on a table in the hallway, and everybody was told that these 2 plants would be given the same water, the same light, everything else would be the same. It's just that we were told to be verbally nasty and in our thoughts nasty to one of the plants, and be very nice and friendly to the other plant, and they were next to each other. But nobody was to touch the plants. That nobody was allowed to damage the plants. It was just being friendly to one and being nasty to the other. And we did this experiment, and I thought this was a very interesting experiment to see how thoughts can affect living plants. I mean, they were identical plants. And interestingly enough, within 2 or 3 weeks, the one we were being nasty to was withering and dying, and the other plant was thriving and looking beautiful. And I thought, wow, this really works. And there was recently I had a chance to revisit that school. I think it was like 2 years ago, and I went to the school and I got somebody to show me around the school again, and I took some pictures and stuff, and I told them this story, and they, you know what they said to me? They said, yes, we're still doing that experiment every year. It always works.
Wow.
So they've been doing this experiment over 40 years or something. And I thought, wow. And they said every year they do the same experiment. They're still doing it today.
But Kyrki, blessings to you. Blessings for Nicholas. All right. We'll continue to pray for him. But thank you for jumping on today. And like I said, I wanted to get to you soon because I know that you are tired and you need your rest. All right. So please.
Thank you. I'm so grateful, Billy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, really. Your being and your caring. Thank you.
All the best to you from Cologne as well.
All right. Thank you,
Peter. Thank you.
All right. God bless.
The infill. Yes, that's right. So we're back to Judy's report again. because she reports during the week. One thing I saw on MarkZ's show, which I also wanted to mention, is that when he was talking about the Zim rate, he held up a piece of paper which said 50 on it.
Right. And that has been reported by MarkZ. I haven't heard it from anywhere else. So on the $100 trillion note, okay, he is reporting that it has gone from 30 million up to 50 million for your own personal use.
Wow. It's exciting, isn't it?
Okay. That is the only place that I can, that I can get that from. All right. But I did hear that on MarkZ on 2 of his shows now. Okay.
But Judy has quoted him on that as well.
And Judy has quoted him on that. So that's exciting news, isn't it?
Also on Charlie's show today, he again reiterated how we truthers need to stand together and there should be no infighting. And I think maybe you should tell Simon that and get you reinstated.
No, I don't think there's any chance of me being reinstated with.
You never give up on these things.
Well, I know that. But if you haven't heard, for whatever reason, because of my association with other people outside of CC that they evidently don't like, they excommunicated me.
Yeah, I presume that
I am no longer a member of CC. So
I'm only presuming they mean me. But probably because of that incident back in February, which we talked about on the last show.
Right.
That's the only thing I can imagine. But anyway, we will see how things progress.
Okay. Let's get to it. So YouTube viewers, thank you for watching the show up to now. We are, in order to watch the news and the Q&A and the rest of the show and the bonus videos, which we always put out, you have to be a subscriber. So just go to gesara-show.com/subscribe and you'll be taken to that place. But otherwise, that's where the YouTube viewers and actually the Telegram channel viewers leave us and go to the subscribers. All right. Yeah. Where's your hat? Do you have your hat? There we go. That? Okay. No, other way.
Oh, right. Okay. Maybe for the subscribers that they can throw something in.
We're mirroring. Mirror that pose. Okay.
Yeah. So like this.
There you go. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
That's right. Yeah. So we'll do a musical here somewhere.
All right. Who can name the cartoon character that did that? Who can name it? Okay, 1,000 experience points if you can name it. I can give you a hint. It was on Looney Tunes. Yeah, but what is his actual name? Okay, I know it's the frog, but he has an actual name.
Tasmanian Devil.
No, it's not the Tasmanian Devil. No, it's not Kermit. Okay, he's on Looney Tunes. Okay.
Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes. Wasn't that beep beep? The Roadrunner.
No, it wasn't. It was a frog. It was a frog.
A frog.
Okay.
So did he speak French?
No, he didn't. He basically went most of the time. Okay. No, it was not Daffy Duck. Okay. You have to look it up. Okay. All right. Nope. It was not Fred. It was not Mr. Ribbit. It was not Mr. Belch. Okay. Michigan J. Frog. Sherry, you got it.
Right.
Michigan J. Frog. Okay. From Looney Tunes. Yep. Yep. So
okay.
Sherry's 45 Sunny, you get the 1,000 experience points for today.
Okay. Second part of the question. And Billy, don't answer this one. Let's get the audience. How do you spell the second word in Looney? How do you spell it? Write it in
How
the
do you
chat.
spell it? Okay, Looney Tunes. How do you actually spell it? Okay.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep. We're experiencing what is that? We're experiencing.
Lorraine got it right with Looney Tunes. But most of you said Looney Tunes.
Right.
And all of who said Toons are a Mandela effect.
Right. Toons as in Tunes is
the
what
current version.
Is the current version. But before the Mandela effect took place, which is a shift in the timelines, I remember distinctly it was spelled Toons,
as in
cartoon, as in cartoons.
That's exactly why I asked that question.
But there was a timeline shift.
To see how many people came up with Toons, and nearly all the first
Tunes. Okay.
Yeah, nearly all the people who answered first wrote Toons. Nearly everybody.
But if you look at it, if you look at the cartoons today, it does say Tunes. Okay.
So the other one, there is a bear in which is very famous, called Berenst something bear, which is in America very popular. How do you say
Barrington
that?
Bear?
No. How do you write that? Berenst something bear.
Berenstein Bears. The Berenstein Bears.
Right. Yeah. That's another Mandela effect. Look it up now. It's Berenstain Bears.
Right. Exactly.
Berenstein, not Stein, because Berenstein makes total sense because it would be like a German name. Berenstain doesn't make much sense because everybody would joke about it. You know, stains on a bear, Berenstain.
Right.
But look it up. It is now Berenstain, and all the old books you look at, they all say Berenstain, no longer Berenstein.
Right. Exactly. So there was definitely a timeline shift where a lot of things changed. Okay, because we all remember Mandela was supposedly died in prison, but then all of a sudden he was alive. Okay,
that's right.
If you remember that, it was a definite timeline shift. Okay, that's why they call it the Mandela effect. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Miriam Pollack wrote to me just saying that she's having problems logging in, but somehow she got into the show, so obviously something worked. But I'll look into that afterwards. So. Yes, so I think we ought to do a special on the Mandela effect because it's a fascinating topic.
Yeah, it was in the news that he died in prison. I remember it distinctly.
Yes, yeah, and then he was alive again.
And then he was alive again.
You know, they'll be telling us next that Michael Jackson died and then was alive again.
Or Elvis died and he's alive again.
Yeah.
Or Diana died and he's alive again, or she's alive again.
Imagine this: John F. Kennedy Jr.
died and he's alive again.
Yeah, maybe that's also going to happen.
Okay, timeline shifts.
Shifts. Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
So I think we're now mixing two things.
Well, yeah, we're mixing conspiracy theories and timeline shifts in the Mandela
That's right.
effect.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think we will do a Mandela effect special where we'll go through numerous examples and.
Rebecca, I gotta laugh at that one. She says you guys are full of shifts. You know.
Shifts.
Shifts.
Yeah. Okay.
Appreciate that.
I got that one. Yeah.
I love it.
And the blonde girl in Moonraker no longer has braces on her teeth.
That's right. The blonde girl in Moonraker no longer has braces on her teeth. I remember that.
I remember the braces.
The James Bond film. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I remember that distinctly. Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. So.
All right.
Then I had this Mandela effect that we were actually starting with the news, and then we went into Mandela. Mandela effects, they say, happens through CERN. That by doing some experiments with CERN, they're creating these Mandela shifts. We will have to see. Maybe we're moving into alternate timelines, whatever is happening.
I mean, I can point out several movies and television shows where it's like, no, that's not what I remember from that.
Oh, yeah, so can I. Yeah,
that video clip. Okay, so there's definitely timeline shifting going on, but
yeah, and it's interesting. It's different who you talk to. For example, I used to work for Ford, and the Ford emblem is one of the things which changed.
Yes.
Now I worked for Ford for 26 years before I left them in 2005. and went self-employed. And of course, the Ford emblem is something I saw every day. Yeah, so if you're seeing something every day because you're working for a company, you know what it looks like. And I remember one day looking at the Ford emblem and saying, well, why did they change it? I noticed that a part of it had changed. You know, on the big F, the thing which goes crossing the F used to be like a kind of straight line, and now it's got a squiggly bit on the end, which wasn't there before.
It wasn't there before.
And I remember when I first saw the new version thinking, well, why did they change this? I didn't know about Mandela effect at all. And I didn't ask other people at the time. But I distinctly remember that thought. And I was still working for Ford at the time when I noticed that.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. But enough of the shifting.
Now I'm going to shift to my newsreader mode.
Pork pie hat. You need a little thing on the side of it in the brim or in the band that goes around it that says press. Okay.
Press. Press here.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean like that, you know? That's what people say. Conspiracy theory here, you know. That's kind of press.
And you got to have a mic in your hand.
Well, I can do that. I've got a microphone here, if that helps.
There you go. Now you sound really good.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah. All right, but you got to have the logo on it, so that the GESARA logo, just below the head of the microphone.
You're trying to bust our budget here, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. I'm busting the budget all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're getting all those specially made things cost money, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It does kind of look like a Mr. Magoo hat. You're right. You're right, Don. It does.
Yeah, in fact, it was interesting on the YouTube channel. Somebody posted a comment saying, whenever I watch this show, I can see two old guys chatting away, and I know that GESARA hasn't come. And I thought, well, interesting comment.
Right. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see you as a caricature of Mr. Magoo. That'd be funny.
Right. Okay. So let's get into the news. Now we are starting the news, and here we go.
Oh, one more thing. All right. Another 1,000 experience points. Who did the voice of Mr. Magoo? Okay. If anybody can, real quick. Anybody remember who did the voice of Mr. Magoo?
Well, who was Mr. Magoo?
Mr. Magoo was a cartoon character. Okay.
In what series?
It was just the Mr. Magoo show. Okay.
We say I never seen that show, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's probably an American thing, which
James Backus. That is correct. Jim Backus.
Jim Backus. Okay.
Yeah. Skip, you got it done. Okay. What other show was he also on that made him even more famous? That actually promoted his name. Okay.
No, I've never heard of Jim Backus, to be honest.
You never heard of Jim Backus? You might know him. Gilligan's Island. That's right. He was Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island.
That's one of those series I don't watch. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. He was also on the Gong Show. That's correct. He was on the Gong Show for a little while. All right. But anyway, and his full name was J. Quincy Magoo. Chris, you get 1,000 experience point too. All right. So go ahead, Peter. I'm done. I regress.
You regress. Yeah, you tell me to get on with the news, and then you keep interrupting. Yeah, that's we'll take away 1,000 experience points.
Okay, I lose 1,000 experience points. That's not good. I want to level up next week.
Yeah. Well, you have to gain them again somehow. You have to.
All right, I got to gain them again. I got to gain them again before my birthday next week.
Oh yeah, of course. It's your birthday coming up, isn't it?
A week from tomorrow. Yep, next Thursday.
We'll see if we can get Simon to send you a birthday card.
9/8/17. What a great day for an RV, wouldn't you think?
9/8/17.
Yep.
9 well, 1 plus 1.7. 1 plus 7 is 8. So you got 9/8/8.
9/8/1963. Okay.
1963. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'll be 59.
Okay, yeah, that means that our
Level
ages
up.
are not that far apart. Let me put it that way.
I level up. I don't age every year. I just level up every year. Okay.
Right.
Because I gained enough experience points.
Okay, here's a question to everybody. Who is older, Billy or Peter? See what you say.
All right. Guesses, Peter, Billy. Okay.
Well, 50-50 so far.
Peter.
All
Peter.
right.
Peter, you thought I was in my 40s. Okay. It's about half and half here. We got Peter. Charlie is older. Yeah, well, Charlie is older. Okay. Peter, Billy. No. Okay. And the answer is?
Yeah, well, you see, if anybody had watched our Birmingham special, I actually told people my age.
Yeah, exactly.
So anybody who's seen that episode will know that I was born in 1960.
Yep. So he's 3 years older than me.
That's right. Yes. November 1960, I was born.
Okay. Well, so, you know, a little less than 3 years.
Yeah, that's right. But most people think I'm like 10 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. You know, very few people think to say my age. Most people, but of course, if I told you before and you remember that, then of course, then obviously it's an unfair question. But
right. Well, I look a lot older, I guess, because my hair has gone white. You know, just like
mine
mother's.
Hasn't.
Mine, you know.
Mine has still the full color.
Right. But I always say this, you know, it's not gray. Okay. On people who ride on people who ride motorcycles, it's chrome.
It's chrome.
Okay. It's chrome.
Silver,
okay.
Yeah.
So my hair has gone chrome. You know.
Billy has the best skin, he says.
It's just the lighting. It's just the lighting. It's just the lighting.
Just the lighting. I can improve my lighting. I've got another light I haven't switched on yet. If I find the button, here it is. Does that make my skin color better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Tiny little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, the ring light I'd forgotten to switch on in front of me.
He has lots of hair, but I had a haircut, you know, so.
Yeah, well, you see the hair. See here, I'm missing the hair here. You know, I don't have the beard. Yeah.
Right. Mine comes out. You know, if I let it go, I'll start looking like, you know, Dusty Hill from ZZ Top. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Or a little bit larger, John Durham. Okay.
You see, I got good hair. I've also got good teeth.
What's the wire on me? It's my wired headphones. Okay,
yeah,
or wired earbuds. You know, I try to stay away from
mine are now
EMF.
here. This is
exactly. All right.
I think we're again digressing and not getting on with the news, are we?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get on to the news now. No more digressions.